What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. And today's video is super exciting because, as you guys can see, it is nice and sunny. We finally have some good weather here in Houston, and we are getting the Camaro out of the garage to do some testing. Now, before we jump right into the video, guys, I do want to give you guys my friendly video reminder. The giveaway is still going live. You have until October 31st to possibly win this 2020 Honda Grom, which we have done quite a few upgrades with exhaust, intake, and a tune, of course, because we can't leave things stock. Now, the way you guys can enter is, of course, going down to the link in the description below, jorgespeedshop.com. And for the month of September, guys, every $20 spent is going to be double the entries. So you will get 2 entries to win the Honda Grom for every order for every $20 that you guys place an order. We've got hats and shirts available, so go get yours today so you can get double the entries for a chance to win this 2020 Honda Grom. We still got quite a few more things to do to it, so just keep an eye out, and someone is definitely gonna have an amazing ride come November 1st. So really help support the channel and help us grow to get even farther ahead and show you guys even more amazing content with cars. So let's get right to the video. Today, what we're going to be doing is giving you guys some of the information and some data that you guys kept requesting. That's right, guys. We're going to be going back to the Draggy and doing some of the Draggy tests that you guys kept asking about in the comments, and that is the 60 to 130 for the Camaro. Now, I haven't gotten any nitrous, so I'm not sure that we'll be able to do the nitrous 60 to 130, but we will be doing the NA 60 to 130 for you guys. I know that's something that everyone has been asking for. I typically only do 40 to 100, but I figured let's go ahead and try to give everyone what they want and do the 60 to 130 for you guys. So that is what we plan on doing today, and hopefully we can give you guys some good numbers and have some reference based on what we've seen from the past at the track. So that is in the cars today. We're also going to try to do a quarter-mile-ish type run. Now, even though I do have the drag radials on the street, this car is very hard to hook, especially from a dig. So we probably won't see the best ET or anywhere close in the ET range with the spinning and having to pedal it, but we should get a good idea of the mile per hour that this car is going to be doing NA with the new cam setup. Remember, and sorry for the wind noise, guys, but previously on the street, I think the best that it had done was like about 130, 131, or 129, in that realm, between 129 and 131. And man, I'm really sorry for the wind, guys. And at the track, the best it's done is a 131 mile an hour trap speed. So it's very close between what the Draggy says and what happens at the track. So we will try to get that done today. All right, so we've got traction control, everything off. We've got the Draggy rolling, and we're gonna try to do our 60 to 130 and see what that does. I am in drive. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it in drive and just start from like 55, so it'll, or like 50, so it'll downshift into the proper gear and go from there. And then we'll see just how well this car performs NA and go from there. So hopefully, you know, we see some good numbers, and I do have, of course, my 60 to 130s from the track that we can compare to see if there are any differences. So we are about here, and let's just get right to it. So there you have it, guys. Woo, that was a 60 to 130, and it did it in 7.94 seconds. So we're in the sevens in a 7.94. That is what we got for the 60 to 130 from 50, and it felt pretty damn good. And go. All right, guys, so as you guys saw, this thing just spun pretty much the whole first half, but it ran on the Draggy on the street an 11:06 in the quarter mile, and it was 129.65, and it was just spinning. That is pretty damn good. I mean, it is really hot right now. The DA is almost like 2,500. But yeah, 11:06 at 129.65 miles an hour, spinning like crazy. So let's maybe try it one more time, or do one more 60 to 130 and one more quarter mile, and then get back home and show you guys the results. Go. Woo! 7.88, so it got a little faster there. 7.88, 60 to 130. All right. Now this is full weight, so that is pretty damn good. And go. Now that was not the greatest of them all, guys. There was a lot of spinning there. 11:39 at 129.5 miles an hour. So 60 foot or 1.99 60 foot, a 758 at a 102 in the eighth. The car definitely picked up quite a bit of power, especially in the top end, with that mile an hour. But 129.50. We'll go back to the house and show you guys the results. All right, guys, we are back home, and let's go over all the numbers now. And the first thing we're going to go through is the 60 to 130, guys. So when I'll post this all up on the screen as well, but it recorded 4 60 to 130s, 2 of them being part of the quarter mile. Now 60 to 130, the very first one starting from about 50 was a 7.94 seconds. That was the very first one. And then the second 60 to 130, where we were starting from about a 50, was 7.88. So about 7.9 if you're already rolling and just floor it from drive. Again, I didn't drop it into gear or try to hold it in gear or anything like that, so I'm sure that actually might make it a little bit faster, but that was just in drive, flooring it. Now during the quarter mile runs, it ran a 778 on one run and a 765 in another. So you guys can see just how much of a difference it makes when you're already rolling in momentum and you're in the power band during the full 60 to 130 pull. So 765, guys, that is really good considering this car is full weight on a half a tank of gas. It's got the full seats in, the rear muffler. Just to put that into perspective, I have a run 60 to 130 here that I will post up on the screen. It's the very first one down here, and it was an NA full weight pass, and it was 8.08 seconds. That is right, guys. 8.08 seconds is what this car was doing before NA full weight. And this kind of lines up and matches up with the results we saw from our 40 to 100, where the car gained almost 0.3 of a second on the NA run from 40 to 100. From 60 to 130, it gained almost pretty much 0.4. So as the car is climbing up, it is making a lot more steam and running that much faster, guys. So in my opinion, swapping to the stage 3 cam has made a world of a difference. Now let's go and show you guys the quarter mile results. So we'll go to the quarter mile results here. Now we did 2 quarter mile results, and I'll post them on the screen while we talk about them. But the very first one was an 1106 at 129.65 miles an hour with a 192 60 foot and a 727 eighth of a mile at 103.1. Now guys, that might not seem much different than what we were running before, but keep in mind, again, we put all the weight back in the car. So the car, if we go back and look at a run from the track where it had the weight reduction, you'll see here this was at the track. So obviously the 60 foot is going to be a lot better and everything is going to be better, but it's at a track, and it ran a 7.16 at almost 104 and a 1092 at 130.72. So it was a little bit faster, but not by much, only about a mile faster, and it had almost 100 and something pounds removed in weight reduction. So the fact that this car was pretty much right there, almost at 130 and full weight trim, guys, is very impressive. Keep in mind, at the track, the car that when it ran the 131 was probably already on like less than a quarter of a tank. This has half a tank of gas, so it's much heavier now. And the second run was an 1139. Now this one I did have to pedal and move off of it. The 60 foot was almost a 2 second, and the 8th mile was a 1.58. so it was definitely not where it needed to be, but it still got to about 129.5. and that is very promising for me, guys, because this car is full weight again. So when we get to the track, we could potentially be seeing this car running 130, 131 full weight. And if we do the weight reduction that we've been doing, removing the seats, maybe removing the muffler, we could potentially see this car running and trapping almost close to 133, 134 miles an hour as it sits, with very minimal weight reduction, by the way. So that is actually very awesome, guys. I'm very happy. I think the biggest performance difference for me was the 60 to 130, guys. The car is definitely performing much better in that top power band. At the track, it's going to be hard from a dig to get this thing to really leave stronger. It does have a bigger cam, so the 60 foot might not be the best, which is why we obviously have the Nitrous to help us there. But in an NA setup, the 60 foot is probably going to be the same, if not maybe tiny bit worse, because of the bigger cam. But the car more than makes up for it in the back half, in the top end, once it's in the power band. As you guys can see, it's basically trapping about a mile slower in the 8th, but picking it up at the quarter mile, which is impressive. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about the results and what we're seeing? Is it good? Are those numbers comparable? Have you guys seen anything better? For those of you guys that have cars with similar setups, what are you guys running in terms of full weight and things of that nature? I am happy with it. I'm very happy. Again, the car, I mean, it's a heads cam setup. and it performs flawlessly. It's still stock compression. I didn't even mill the heads or anything like that, so it's far from being a crazy max effort in a build. I mean, I don't even have a high ram. I've got the MSD, which definitely is a little bit less power. I'm losing some power there, but I don't feel like cutting a hole in my hood. Maybe if I had a cowl hood or something, I would consider possibly going to the high ram. But for now, with what it has, guys, I'm very happy about the results from the car, and I can't wait to get it to the track and see what the results are going to be at the track, guys. We've done them on the street, and now we just got to see what it'll do at the track. Next up, we do need to figure out what this thing will do 60 to 130 on the Nitrous. I'm sure it's going to be way faster than the NA run, which already seemed very impressive as it is. But for that, we'll have to wait till we can fill up the bottle and get a full nitrous bottle to make sure that the results are as best as they can be. So with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.